In the year 2007-14, a new squad of operatives was chosen by the College of Illusion. These fools promptly went on to frustrate their DM at every opportunity. Today, still working together, because really, who else would work with them? They survive as adventurers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the Second Breakfast Club.
Tony Kinney as Eddie Falzone.
Jess Owen as Adira Glow.
Michael Cole as Uorag.
Jesse Wicks as Bill Quiverlance.
Nico Rodriguez as your DM.
Welcome back to the continuing tales of A Fool's Quest.
With 24 hours to myself, I quickly decided how I wanted to spend it. First, I needed to get my hands on a couple teleportation scrolls, so off to the closest magic shop I went. Once I obtained the scrolls, I asked Eddie to cast one to send me to Lisa's hold. Once there, I tracked down Delbert for some intense hand-to-hand combat training. The only interruption was when a brown chicken and a brown cow wandered through. After training, I asked Delbert where I could find a shaman to give me a ceremonial tattoo for completing my first mission. Delbert gave me directions and then decided to tag along to get himself a new tattoo as well. Once there, I described the ceremony and the tattoo I wanted to the shaman, and they got started. Two hours later, I had a completed chess piece which had my family crest, a flaming flame broiled burger with my two favorite weapons, the mighty backhand and the dragon tooth axe crossed behind it. With my 24 hours well spent, I found someone to cast the other teleportation scroll, and I was sent back to my friends. Happy as a clam.
My day unfolds like a tapestry woven with threads of magic, adventure, and intrigue. As I walk the School of Illusion to restock my gold leaf, the air hums with the whisper of spells and the shimmer of illusions. Here among the shelves laden with arcane ingredients, I replenish my supply, ensuring that my charm will continue to dazzle, and on the very rare occasion, I'll admit, deceive. Next, I set my sights on a carriage, but not just any carriage will suffice for a man of my unquestionable sense of style and panache. No, I'll be having one with a built-in closet, a mobile wardrobe fit for a traveling bard of my resplendent stature. With a flourish of my cloak for good measure, I'll step aboard, ready to embark on this next adventure in comfort and style. But before setting out on my journey, I know better than to forget the importance of forging alliances. I seek out the city's elites, charming them with my wit and guile, all the while laying the groundwork for the Second Breakfast Club's daring infiltration into the Abjuration Nation. Each handshake, each exchanged smile is a step closer to victory in the game of shadows and secrets, a game I intend to win. And then, when the day wanes, I retreat to my chamber, quill in hand, to weave a tale of epic proportions. Eddie, the Grand Illusionist, Adira the Ferocious, Uorag, the Shapeshifter, and of course, Bill, the Bard, embark on a quest to outsmart and conquer the demon anchovies on pumpkin pie. With words as my weapon and music as my shield, I spin a tale of bravery, cunning, and triumph against all odds. And now, as the ink dries on the parchment, my masterpieces emerge, a tribute to the courage and camaraderie of us who dare defy fate and forge our own destiny. In shadows deep where castles' secrets sleep, the Second Breakfast Club their silence keep. With Eddie's crafty art they mask their guise and Adira's fury beneath false cries. Uorag the shifter, deft in his way, while Bill's sweet tunes stuck all ears amaze. Gainst demons' hordes they brave advance, their valor staunch, their courage a lance. Through darkened halls and chambers dim, they tread with care their mission grim, for in their hearts a flame doth burn bright, the second breakfast club midst darkest night. Thus onward they press, midst shadows deep, their quest daunting, their spirits leap, for in their souls the fire anew alight, the second breakfast club, valorous in plight. And midst the castle's heart, 'neath throng's wild roar, they face the demon, fierce in the core. With Eddie's tricks and Adira's might, they battle fiercely in the black of night. Yet midst the fray, Uorag doth fall, his life's flame waning within the hall. Yet swift as thought Eddie's hand doth dart, to save his friend from demon's part. Their victory won, their quest complete, the second breakfast club in triumph sweet. Their mask cast off, their true selves now shown, forever heroes, their legend grown. Then, I think I'll pause for the laughter and applause, followed by the transition. But there lies a darker truth, a stolen artifact. The page of endless illusions threatens to unravel the very fabric of reality. And so our heroes journey forth to confront a mighty warlock on the beaches of the Forsaken City, to reclaim what was lost and vanquish the forces of darkness once and for all. Upon the shore where waves crashed loud stood Eddie stout, his blackjack held proud. His mirages danced in salty air, leading the charge with a resolute glare. Beside him, Adira, her axe firm gripped tight, with thunderous roar she entered the fight. Her ferocity unmatched, her spirit aflame. In her wake, foes trembled, cursing her name. Then, midst the tumult, a grand transformation, Uorag shifted, a Hydra's incarnation. With heads raised high and scales gleaming bright, he struck fear deep in dim twilight. And midst the battle's confused roar, Bill stepped forth, cymbals at the fore. With a clang and a clash his melody rang, inspiring his allies, making foes hang. The stolen page, a treasure rare, in Warlock's clutches midst salty air. Yet Eddie's resolve, like beacon's light, guided them through the darkest night. Through sands they pressed, courage undeterred, their unity strong, their purpose averred. With every step, with every glance, they advanced, ready for the Warlock's dance. And in the clash of magic's array, Eddie's illusions held firm sway. Adira's axe sang its deadly song, and Uorag's Hydra fierce and strong. With final blow, the Warlock met his end. Their victory proclaimed, their tale to send. The stolen page back in their hands, thanks to the valiant effort of the Breakfast Club's band. Triumphant they stood neath moon's soft light, for heroes strong against dark's cruel blight. Their bond unbroken, their spirits bright. The second Breakfast Club in victory's sight. And then, with my magnum opus complete, I send it to be read throughout the land to ensure everyone knows the glory of the Second Breakfast Club.
Forsaken City? Good name for it. Forsaken by anyone who's got any sense. Sure, might look all glitz and glam, but you gotta remember what nation you're in. Every city's got its seedy underbelly, and this one's seedier than most. At least, that's what I hear. Up till now, I've spent most of my time on campus. Now I was back in town, though, there was just a little business left to take care of. A little business called revenge. See, after we met with the dean, the Second Breakfast Club and I split up to go take care of whatever we needed to take care of. Said my see you laters, and then made my rounds saying my hi agains, and just stopping by to everyone I hadn't seen in a bit. A couple of the bartenders even seemed like they missed me. Kept near to the ground, though. There was just one last thing I needed for the ritual I had planned, but it was going to be tough to get. Been asking around for a few hours and was just leaving Charlie's Chug out on the edge of campus. I found the back of my head being tapped against the wall, and about 900 pounds of ugly holding me by the shoulders. Was bigger than a Goliath? Gap-toothed Sal, that's what. 2-bit thug with about 1 bit of brains. Lucky for me, Gaptooth owed me a favor. See, a while back, the job I was on unearthed a couple skeletons in his closet. Since they were more embarrassing than dangerous, I kept my mouth shut about it. After I reminded him of that, he set me down and spilled the beans. Seems someone heard I'd been asking around about him, only they hadn't heard who I was exactly. They'd paid off Gaptooth to shut down that line of questioning. To his credit, it took some verbal arm twisting to find out who had employed Gaptooth, though I probably could have told you from the start. Frack Morris. See, Frack's mom sent him care packages on the regular. I needed something from one of those care packages. I'd been asking around about when he'd gotten the last one. Well, Gaptooth happened to know that, too. Told me Miss Morris had sent one of those baskets just today, and there were a couple of dozen of those cookies all boxed up nice. After that, I knew my next stop. See, I'd just spent a few weeks on the road with someone who could probably get their hands on one of those cookies. Valley didn't even take that much convincing. I told her some thin story about trying to wean Uorag off those mushroom abominations. I could tell she didn't really buy it, but she came through anyway. Just a little before midnight, I was back in the click house, just, checking on my private reserve and making sure everything else was in order. And Dame showed up with the Purloin Sweets. I told her she was welcome to hang around if she wanted to see what I was doing, but she said she was tired and headed out. Anyway, I walked over to the place of power and set the cookie down at the 4th point of the diagram. Spent the last hour or so measuring and drawing the lines with chalk, double, triple checked. The other 3 points were a drinking horn. I don't own an ear horn, and I don't know where you'd get one. And really, for these things, it's more the thought that counts, right? So, then the ashes from that used-up scroll that we used to message the dean, and the thaumaturgy llama turkey. I'd kind of borrowed it earlier from the dean's office. The theme here is communication. I'd set up a ritual to allow me two-way communication with a person for a short time, long enough to ask them a question or two. Cookie was for targeting. Anyway, I closed off the connections on the ritual and activated everything, and, well, here we go. Hey, Mrs. Morris, this is Eddie Falzone, from the college. Anyway, I was wondering if I could take you on a date.
The events of the last few weeks, and especially the last few days, linger heavily on the mind of the simple Furbolg. So many new places, new faces, new spirits, and a journey further than he's ever been from what he knows as home. And in a few days' time, the Second Breakfast Club will embark on an expedition to the Abjuration Nation. The early morning hours find Uorag alone outside the city. He strolls quietly and deliberately, running his fingers through the tall grass as he passes it. He follows an overgrown trail into the woods near the lake. Amidst the lush greenery, the forest stands tall and proud. Sunlight filters through the canopy, dappling the ground with golden patches. The air is thick with the sweet scent of pine needles and wildflowers. As he steps deeper into the woods, the sound of his footsteps are muffled by a carpet of moss and fallen leaves. The towering trees, majestic oaks, slender birches, and ancient cedars create a natural cathedral, their branches intertwining overhead. Bird song fills the air, a symphony of warblers, thrushes, and finches. Their melodies dance around him, weaving through the leaves like delicate threads. The forest floor is a tapestry of ferns, their fronds unfurling toward the light. And there it is, the babbling brook. Its crystal clear waters wind their way through the heart of the forest on its way to meet the lake beyond. Smooth pebbles line its bed, worn by centuries of gentle erosion. The brook chuckles and gurgles, a playful companion on this warm day. Sunbeams pierce the foliage, creating pockets of warmth. He finds a moss-covered rock near the water's edge and sits down. The brook's coolness soothes his bare feet as he dips them in. Tiny fish dart around, their silver scales catching the light. Butterflies flit by, their wings painted in hues of orange, blue, and yellow. They dance from flower to flower, sipping nectar and spreading joy. Dragonflies hover above the water, their iridescent bodies shimmering like jewels. The forest is alive with movement. A squirrel scurrying up a tree trunk, a deer grazing in a sunlit glade, and the glimpse of a fox slipping silently through the underbrush. Nature's rhythm pulses all around him. Uorag closes his eyes and listens. The babbling brook becomes a lullaby, soothing his soul. The forest seems to embrace him, a sanctuary of peace and wonder.
O great spirits of earth and sky, whose voice I hear in the winds, and whose breath gives life to all the world, hear me. I need your strength and wisdom. Let me walk in beauty and make my eyes ever hold the red and purple sunset. Make my hands respect the things you have made, and my ears sharp to hear your voice. Make me wise so that I may understand the things you have taught my people. Let me learn the lessons you have hidden in every leaf and rock. Help me remain calm and strong in the face of all that comes towards me. Help me find compassion without empathy overwhelming me. I seek strength, not to be greater than my brother, but to fight my greatest enemy, myself. Make me always ready to come to you with clean hands and straight eyes. So when life fades as the fading sunset, my spirit may come to you without shame.
As he concludes his prayer and basks in the serenity of the scene, a small voice can be heard from the babbling brook.
Fuck you, dummy.
Oh.
This concludes this episode of A Fool's Quest. Join us next time for more fun and daring adventure. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like, subscribe, review, and comment on your favorite platform to listen to A Fool's Quest.